And we are up. Episode number 20 of the Our Town podcast. I knew I'd get to 20.
I did too.
But, it's just fun. It's just fun, right? To just kind of go week by week, episode by episode. And there's a principal reason that our episode 1 guest is here today. There's a principal reason. It's not just because I love them and I love the Pandas. We're going to get to something very specific a little later on, but it's also going to be great to catch up with Ricky Fernandez. Now, if you recall, I was very new to Huntsville when we had episode 1. I think I'd been here 3 months. I thought that Ricky was the celebrity of all celebrities, right? And that anybody I would come in contact with in any walk of life would know who this guy is.
Yeah.
And I think you said something when I said, this man needs no introduction. And you said, well, I probably do need an introduction.
Probably could.
So let's do this. I'm going to use a clip from episode 1 to allow Ricky Fernandez to introduce Ricky Fernandez.
How about that?
So here we go.
All right. This is Ricky Fernandez. He's born and raised in the 256 from Madison. Worked in radio for a little while. Now he's on the field emceeing the Rocket City Trash Pandas, the hottest team in all of minor league baseball. Here he is, Ricky Fernandez.
Wow. Forgot to introduce myself in the third person on episode 1.
Do you know how...
Forgot about that.
Do you know how long it took me to figure out, like, how to get that audio to for you and I to hear that?
Oh, probably forever. Yeah, I don't even know how you did it. It's like some magician's workshop in here.
Well, it shouldn't have been as hard as it had to be. And I tried everything I knew, and I finally figured it out today. I've been stewing on it for days because I wanted to do that as an intro. But that's the problem when you're like playing something in the software. Mm-hmm. How do you get... And it could just play, and we could have just sat here silently like, hey, Ricky, trust me. You're doing a good job introducing yourself. Yeah. But I wanted us to be able to hear it. So that was, I think that was April 4th or April 3rd of this year when we recorded that.
Yeah, that was before the baseball season, right?
How you doing?
Started.
Yeah, it was before.
I'm good, man. I'm a lot more tired than I was now. It's baseball season, so it's busy over there in Panda Land. But I love getting to do the show. I love that you got a little episode 20 exclusive right there with the audio inside of the audio. Yeah. Guest introducing himself. I mean, come on. I can't wait till episode 40.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're going to have there.
Yeah.
What marching band come through that door or something?
Episode 100, right? Just all these little milestones.
We'll see.
So I like the Angels gear.
Yep. I got a lot of cool Angels gear.
And then you got a Roll Tide shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like my apparel to have A's on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angels, Alabama.
That's kind of a different look for that logo.
I love it. It's the old school look. It's the old A they used to wear. They got rid of this probably when I was a kid. When I first got into the team, they were getting rid of this logo.
Really? And
I always hated the one they had. And like my parents, all their stuff had the old A on it with the elephant. And so now whenever I get Bama gear, I exclusively get that logo. I love it.
So you were commenting on how much the studio has changed.
Yeah.
In part, it's just fun. Like we have sturdier furniture.
Is this pine? What is this?
It's probably
just cherry?
Brazilian oak. I have no idea.
Yeah, I can notice that smell anywhere. That's Brazilian oak. You're right.
What happened was it was actually I was supposed to run in the trash dash, and my dad died that week, so I had to fly out to Utah for the funeral. And my brother, who's my consultant on all this, right? But I don't see him that often and talk to him that often. And I was pretty proud of some of those first episodes, and he was like, dude, your lighting is horrible. And I'm like, oh. And so I have spent weeks and weeks and weeks trying to get the lighting correct because he was right. He's like, look at Ricky's face. Like in episode 1.
Glowing.
It was glowing. And then I overcorrected and I went to like some of the episodes, the skin is really orange. I'm like, oh man. And then now it's like, I think I'm finally maybe kind of getting there.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of regretting ever doing video in the first place.
That's how it is when you do anything though, right? You watch the early stuff and you're like, God, that is just complete garbage. Yeah. Why does no one wants to see this? I can't. Yeah. It's like the worst thing you could ever have. But
there's some mornings
nobody I wasn't thinking that when I saw it. I was like,
Like I'll do the editing and I'll upload it and I'll just be like just mad at myself and no one will really notice, right? You're your own worst critic.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just the way it goes. All right, so lots of things we could follow up on from that first episode. But so the Pandas, I think they started in May. Was their first game in May?
No, it was in April.
It was in April, shortly after the MLB started.
Yeah. And, they had that lockout at first, so it canceled, I think, the first 2 weeks of pro ball,
Right.
which we don't start until a couple weeks after the pro season, so it didn't affect us. So I
Right.
think they effectively both started the same time. It was like first or second week of April. I can't even remember anymore.
Right. And since then, part of that episode, I had told you I was down on, totally committed to the Pandas. I had only been to one minor league game in my life before that. I now have, as an update for you, I think I have 10 Trash Panda shirts.
Let's go.
And I know Corey Ozdara likes to comment when I'm wearing a new Panda shirt. Let me put my screen down a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
And
Nice.
that way you can see this is one of those. And I have the other one, the camo one.
It's a good one.
We've been to 10 games. I've been in 2 suites. I've been on the party deck. We've been behind home plate. We've been Bob Bolin. Shout out to him. He has the seats right behind the dugout on the first base line. So I don't even think you see us when you're doing your thing between innings. But we don't want to bug you either. But we've moved around the stadium quite a bit.
So what do you think? I mean, you've had the sampler platter of Toyota Field and Trash Pandas baseball. How is it?
It's fun for the whole family. We love it. And I will say what I didn't expect was how much I would get to kind of connect with the players.
Yeah.
They still move around a lot. They're going to get called up, whatever. The Angels are totally in charge of all that. But, just falling in love with Aaron Whitefield and Cabbage. My wife who's in the studio, Wendy, we had some I Love Cabbage hats made up.
You guys had those?
Yeah, that was us.
Those were good.
And, a little bit old school on I love trucker caps. But these were like the trucker caps I had when I was 9, like in Little League, like made out of foam and like, ugh.
Oh, yeah.
But Trey Cabbage, I guess they're both injured for the rest of the year. But then Palmeiro, who's the son of Rafael Palmeiro, and Teodosio, and we're listening to Tony Mack, introduce the players. And of course, watching you with it's just a whole production that we just love. I love getting there early and getting ballpark food. And then at the 5th inning, I head out to center field, and we go into the fast pitch cage, and whoever we're with, we're competing. My arm is...
Warm up the old chicken wing a
throw
little
up
bit.
my arm.
Show off to Wendy. What's up? See this? It's going to be 78 right here. I can feel it.
Yeah, I kind of texted in during your radio show the other day that I don't know what have you thrown in the cage yet?
No way. I don't want a number showing up. I'm too afraid to see how low it's going to be.
I do think that sometimes that thing's a little bit can be off.
It gets a lot lower than people think. They go up there like, I'll probably touch 92. Be all right. I hadn't thrown in a couple of years. And they get over and it's like 52. And you're like, oh, well, gonna have a hard time getting through the rest of this game now. I'm kind of mentally screwed up.
Well, and as competitive as we are, it does stink when there's someone you're not expecting to beat you, and then they beat you, and you're like, oh, man, that just hangs over your head.
It'll wreck your day. I can't have it. The illusion that I might be able to throw faster is better than me actually knowing that I can't.
Right.
And then the other people to think it as well. So I'm sticking with that.
I'm telling you, I wish I could just go to the bullpen and throw about 30 warm-up pitches before I have to step in and get my speed checked.
Just bring you like $50 to the ballpark, and you can get those 30 warm-up pitches in on the speed pitch machine.
I tell you what was
Start
really,
a big line. It'll create demand.
I think we went to the second or third home game, and we were sitting behind home plate, only maybe 5-6 rows up. Tons of scouts. There were video cameras everywhere. Just that, the excitement of baseball being back. The scouts are out on the road checking out the players. Right. Mm-hmm. It's awesome, man. You still love your job? I know you mentioned that you were living your dream.
Man, I love it, and I'm so glad to hear. Like someone who's been to a lot of games, experienced different ways. Yeah. Just be like, we love every facet of it. The baseball, the entertainment, the pregame, the postgame, all that stuff, because that's what we care about. And if you go to other stadiums in the ballpark, we want you to come back here and go, oh my gosh, you guys don't even know these people and wherever they don't even touch you guys.
Right.
And that's what I hear when people go to other games, whether it's wherever it is. They come back and go, you guys are the best. We love you. We can't wait to come back. So as long as that's going on, we're very happy. And yeah, man, this is the best gig ever. I get to hang out with guys like you. I get to meet so many fans. Get to hang out with the players and talk to them. And our first season we didn't get to because of all the COVID restrictions. You could barely even get near the guys.
now this is kind of the first year where we've been able to like talk to them, and you do all the different photo shoots and meet and greets, and you're just down there, doing your job, so you're close to a lot of these guys, and it's so cool, like Aaron Whitefield, Trey Cabbage, Braxton Martinez, all these guys, they're in their 20s, they're just out there playing baseball every day, and they're all low key and they love playing at Toyota Field because a lot of these ballparks you go there, some of the teams don't care. No one shows up.
Yeah.
You come here, you're going to get like a big league atmosphere. Our fans care. They know what they're talking about. They know the players, and that makes it so much fun for everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody. So, and you hear it from the players too. They say it like when we play at home, it means more. That's the kind of stuff we don't get to experience, but here.
How many other stadiums, fields are doing regular fireworks every Friday, every Saturday?
I'm not sure on that one. I'm sure there's a lot of teams that do the regular fireworks, whether it's, every Friday or every Saturday. I think our first season it was like Thursdays and Saturdays, or it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But I think it's the in-between entertainment, the sound effects you hear in between pitches. It's that separates us from the rest, because a lot of the teams just won't do that. In between an inning, you might be silent for the whole time. And you're not going to get that here. We're going to give you something to look at because, people's attention spans are like that. If you go to a game and it's kind of boring, there's no guarantee you'll ever be back.
Yeah.
So it's our job to kind of get you hooked and go, well, hey, man, I might not be a big baseball fan, but I'm looking forward to this Trash Pandas game.
Now, listen, I had my tonsils removed and my adenoids removed, so I can't do a high-pitched sound, but can you mimic the Ric Flair sound that they play? Are you able to do that? I'm going to put you on the spot. The woo.
Woo! Like that? Yeah. Good thing I got the water. I don't know if I could have survived it.
Here's the question. If you were to survey, so the other night, Friday night, 7,004 fans. Mm-hmm. That was the attendance. If you were to survey all those fans and say, hey, do you know who is the voice of the woo? How many people would know that is Ric Flair?
I bet it's not a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not a lot. I know I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I love every time it happens. I'm over there, woo! You're just going nuts. And there's another sound effect we play where the guy just goes, I love that one, and I end up saying it right after it happens every time too. But yeah, I wonder how many people know that's Ric Flair. Though granted, he's become a sensation for sports franchises because of the little clips like that you can play in there. Like, I remember going to Havoc games years ago, and they'd play some Ric Flair thing, woo, and it was like, everyone get loud. Now I'm, standing up, I'm whipping my shirt off, I'm going like that, and it's so much fun. So I think maybe a little more than a few years ago, because he's had it's like a resurgence almost.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Saw him in a rap video. Like, he's got a match this weekend.
Does he really?
In Nashville.
Was he 81 years old?
73.
Golly.
Yeah.
Every time I go with someone, and they play it, I'm like, do you know who that is? And they have no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to start asking people that.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Because you're right. The Macho Man had his distinctive, you know, and then even Hogan, he had a distinctive. You could sound clip all those guys.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, so here's a follow up from episode 1. Did you ever listen to that the Run DMC song?
I sure did.
The Tougher Than Leather?
Oh yeah.
What'd you think?
Dude, it got me going, man. You opened up a whole new window of Run DMC to me.
I told him to play the last the last 34 seconds of that song.
I played the whole thing, man. I played the whole thing. Is there a way to get it going now? Can it be like the background? We have to pay for that, though, don't we?
I'd probably get in trouble.
Yeah, they'll probably sue us.
As soon as you upload this to YouTube, they'll go through and they'll know right away.
Oh yeah.
They'll just decline your file.
I know. You can't just give us one freebie. I mean,
so what else is? So the season started. Let me ask this question. You're in charge of promotions. As a manager of promotions, you have the radio show, but you're working with the sales staff. What has changed? What has been kind of a modification or a kind of game time decision where you guys have changed up on something that you weren't anticipating, for better or for worse? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Luckily, I've had all of my national anthem singers show up, so it hasn't had to be me.
So you're the one that's organizing those?
Go ahead and knock on some wood right there. I watch myself Tuesday having to sing the anthem. Yeah. So I coordinate all that stuff. Haven't had that happen yet. Haven't missed a game on the field yet. When you run those little in between inning promos, like everyone's been on time, everyone's had the stuff. Even though I got very close on Saturday when my boss was out of town and they kind of put me in the lead there. I was like seconds away from making a huge error. Just kidding. I'm not really. I'm just trying to fill time for the podcast. But
someone said Ricky's seeming very executive day because your boss was out of town.
Yes, I was very executive, but I almost screwed it up. But that was a scary one. I don't know. Everything's scripted pretty tightly. I mean, like every 15-second element, whether it's something on the video board, something on the field, this, that, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's incredibly in depth, and I mean, it's impressive. I don't know. It's been pretty smooth. Nothing too crazy to change or anything. Maybe like a fireworks show.
Right.
Those can be tough. I remember 4th of July. It rained with 20 minutes left in our 4th of July event at the ballpark. Not the 4th of July game, but on July 2nd we had an event there. It rained like 15 minutes before fireworks. They had to cover it up. They had to uncover it. Then the fireworks stopped. Then it's like 5 minutes away from when it's supposed to happen, and everyone's just sitting there waiting for it at that point. And then you're ready, and the fireworks are like, "Oh, we need more time. What's this going?" That was the most hectic moment I think we've had, and that was just like, "Do we have the fireworks ready?"
Right.
No. 5 minutes later, okay, we're good. So been lucky.
I guess in-game is one thing, but then there's also the stuff that happens pre or post-game with the players. And as you mentioned, as you get to know them better, you have more access to them. Has that changed? It's just as far as the bits, and we'll probably get into some of it. I want to get into your Twitter feed and some of the bits you do, but has that changed a lot from the way you anticipated the season starting, just having what you do with the players?
Yeah, like some of the players knew who I was going into the season when I was first meeting them on media days, which I thought was cool. You know, some of the returning guys, I'm like, oh, hey, you know, they actually kind of pay attention to the stuff we're doing out there. And then now that, you know, we actually get to be around them and talk to them, and we've had a few of them on our show. Me and Tony Mack will interview a player once a week when they're at home.
Yeah.
So you get to learn more about them there, and actually, you know, you become kind of friendly with these guys, you know, and it's that's pretty cool. But I'd say maybe since last year we didn't get to talk to them at all, I'm surprised at how friendly you do get with the players. It's pretty cool. It's like a family, you know, and you really care about when they play good and when they win, and like when they clinch the North Division, I'm out there, you know, going nuts for that. I was so happy, and it was, I mean, it's just such a fun day celebrating with all them and everybody on staff, and you know, you're all working together for the same goal. Theirs is to win games, ours is to fill the stands, have a good showing, but together it all works so perfectly. So when it does go well and you feel moments of success, it's awesome to kind of team up and be like, you know, hey, what's going on? They're like, Ricky, how's it going, man? We did it. And I'm like, we did it. You guys did it. But yeah, we kind of had a part in this too. So yeah, that's a pretty cool part for me, man. You know, being a sports fan too, it's like, of course, you get to hang out with the guys or whatever. It's like,
we had a cool moment. It was the day before Whitefield got called up to the majors by the Angels. It was a Friday night, I believe, if not Saturday. The fireworks show's going on. And there was this cool image. You're just, you know, I know you guys sometimes sit down and watch the show. There's, you know, some of the players might be exiting, some are hanging around. Their family comes down, their girlfriend, their wife, whatever. And he had his arm around a girl. I don't know who she is, right? But they're watching the fireworks. And, you know, where's the number 2? He's a stout guy. And then that night, I guess at midnight, he gets a call. And he's in uniform playing against the Nationals the next day.
It's wild, isn't it?
And it's just like, wow. Man, things changed fast.
I know, man. A couple weeks ago, I was with some friends. We were going to see a stand-up show. Yeah. And we went to a sports bar or something, you know, just kind of hang out before it got started. And they got the TVs going. I look up, they got an Angels game. And on the mound is Chase Silseth, who a day before was asking me if he could wear the knocker balls for one of the mid-game entertainment spots we do during the games. And I look up and I go, hey, I know that guy. You know, like I bumped my girlfriend. She's like, hey, look, it's Chase. She's like, I don't care. And I'm like, well, I know him. I talked to him the other day. You know, you kind of sound crazy trying to do it. But yeah, it's weird.
I know him, yeah.
Like, whoa, hey, look at that. He's like a professional pitcher now. No big deal.
So I want you to explain something. A couple things that are different at the minor league level, and they will try out concepts like it's a bigger base. They're working with the 18-inch base versus the 15-inch base, size of the base. They have the pitch clock which is kind of cool. I know on the other night they set a record. It was 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Fastest game ever.
Fastest game ever.
In Trash Panda history.
But you mentioned clinching the division. People might be scratching their heads. Wait a minute. We just got done with the All-Star break. We're kind of halfway through. Can you walk through what that means, and then there's even a second stage or second step to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk through that?
Yeah, all my friends, when I told them, I'm like, yeah, we clinched the division today. They're like, what? So the season over? I'm like, no, it's 3 more months. They're like, whoa. Does every other team, did they lose every game? How is that possible that you guys did that? So with the minor leagues, the rosters, like you're saying, they change up so much. You could have the one team at the beginning of the year, and 6 months later, when you head into the playoffs, you could have a totally different team. So what they do is in the halfway point, whoever the leader is, they give them the first round seed, in the North Division, the South Division. They get home field for the playoffs. And then the rest of the season, the second half, is to see who gets that second seed in each rung. Like I said, during the All-Star break, you see a lot of guys get called up. They get moved along. The MLB draft happens, so a lot of guys are brought in at the lower level, and so other guys got to be bumped up. Some guys are cut, stuff like that. So the roster can change pretty differently. Like in our first season, that team we had by the end of the year, I could barely recognize those guys. I mean, some of them are so new, I'm like, it's going to take me a minute, but I just don't have the time to figure out who everyone is. Luckily, this year we haven't had that kind of turnaround, and with it being last year with the COVID regulations, it was so much easier to get put on the IL to where they had to move a lot of guys frequently. This year it hasn't quite been the same, but you've seen it. Seth, who I mentioned earlier, has been called up a few different times. Whitefield before he got hurt. A lot of guys move around, so they give you credit for that first half team, and then at the end of the year, whatever you got left, you handle it in the playoffs. First half, second half, see what happens.
Is it Stefanik? Didn't he just get called up? He's playing with the Angels now.
Yeah,
right?
I think he's playing second base over there for him. Michael Stefanik. He was our first ever player of the month. I think he's with the team for a month. In that month, he played so well they called him up and we never saw him again. So he was the number one Panda in the pros, I think.
How many of our players have gone to the AAA team, which is the Salt Lake City Bees? Those don't.
A lot.
I seem to hear always about going right to the Angels and kind of skipping that step. But I don't really hear anything about going up to the AAA level.
Mm-hmm. And I said Stefanik was the first in the majors. I don't think that's true, but he was the first to get called up. He's gone to AAA. I knew Torrey Hunter Jr. at some point this year was in AAA. They just called up Christopher Molina, who's a pitcher. He's in AAA for a little bit. I'm not sure if David McKinnon last year played any AAA or if he stayed with us the whole season. Mm-hmm. But there's been a few moves. And then I don't know how that exactly works, though. When a guy goes from AA to straight up, or a guy goes AA to AAA, it's kind of weird.
Or AAA back down to AA.
Yeah. Like I know a lot of people like AA baseball more than AAA because AAA is kind of a collection of those guys that are right on the cusp and those guys that just got sent down. So it can create kind of a weird dynamic in the locker room depending on who you have. Yeah. Whereas in AA, everyone's fighting to get up there for the most part.
Interesting.
So it breeds more of a team mentality. It means that your better younger players are playing at that AA level instead of sitting at AAA where you kind of want to groom guys and have them ready to go, just like that.
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Have you had a chance to talk to Aaron Whitefield? I always want to call him Whitehead. Woodhead. I'm thinking of Woodhead, really. Danny Woodhead, the former.
I had to tell myself the same thing the
running
first
back.
month of the season. I remember Woodhead, and I would think Whitehead. And I was like, if I go out there and interview this guy and I call him Aaron Whitehead, I'm going to be so embarrassed.
That's it.
So, I would just say Whitefield in my head.
But have you had a chance to talk to him at all about the time he spent? I think it was probably about 10 days or 10 games up with the Angels before coming back.
No, and honestly, I don't know how to approach it.
Right.
I haven't been in the game very long, and these guys' dreams are not to play for the Trash Pandas. They're to play professional ball.
Right.
I mean, if they love it and it's a great time while they're here, awesome.
Yeah.
But you want to go to the pros, and so he got called up. He was there for a little while. He was mostly a defensive substitution. He had a few games. I don't think he got a hit though.
Yeah.
And then he came back down. I wasn't sure if it was because of injuries they got him called up or if they thought, let's pull him up right now. Let's give him a shot. I don't know. Yeah. And so I don't know how to.
Well, unfortunately.
We just kind of act glad, like, hey, glad to have you back, man. What's up?
It's made me think about, as a fan, and I was wrong assuming I wouldn't get close to these players, but we got close to the players and I knew the full lineup within a few games, right? Yeah. And then when there's that change, like, oh, man, we don't have Whitefield anymore? Okay, he's with the Angels, and then he goes on designated for assignment, like DFA. And what does that mean? Are they going to cut him?
Right.
How you go from being he's a 21-game hitting streak to a little bit of some experience in the majors, and then potentially he ain't coming back. And that's just the brutality of the business, right? It is a business.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as a fan, you're kind of like, we just got our I Love Cabbage hats,
Yeah.
and that, what do you mean? He's up at AAA now, or he's going right to the Angels? Like, what about us?
Man, Cabbage Mania was starting to run wild too, right when he got hurt. That was a shame. And man, he was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Woo, that dude could hit the ball far. But,
Sure. I do actually want to mention one follow-up from episode 1. You recall, so we had our Man Tech Day at the park, and I got to get interviewed by Josh, and I remember telling you, what happens if it's a 1-2-3 inning?
Oh, boy.
Oh, it was a 1-2-3 inning. The first inning lasted 35 minutes.
What'd you get to say?
You know what? Like I had the standard, questions because he's a good sport by doing these interviews with yahoos like me. But I think I had just finished talking about like kind of what Mantech does, and it was one of those where like the first batter there might have been like 4 pitches, and I think he he flew out to like left field. Then the next batter, I think he popped up to the catcher on one pitch. Wow. Next batter, 1 pitch, ground out.
Wow.
Innings over. And I remember you're like, "Hey, thanks a lot, buddy."
Yeah, did you barely even get to introduce yourself?
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
So does he give you another half inning? Does he kick you out?
No, it's fine. Yeah, he kicked me out, but that's okay. It's all unscripted, right? Like he's got a
Yeah,
job
it's
to do.
tough.
I wanted to sit there and call balls and strikes. Like, hey, Josh, I got this.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I always want to do that too. I'm like, maybe we should switch for a game. Like go up there and just Josh carry it up.
What happens if he misses a game? It was one thing for Tony Mack, whose wife had a baby, right? He missed a few games, and someone substituted for him as the PA announcer. But that wasn't me. That's okay. Maybe next time. But who's going to sub for Josh?
I'm thinking it's you.
I don't think that guy can get sick. I can do it, sure.
We owe you the time. I mean, it should be you. You got 6 pitches.
I will. I'll write it into your general manager.
Yeah.
Just so you know, there's an IOU that you guys owe me, right?
Yeah, I feel like if you fight for that long enough, be like, damn, you know what? I might need to talk to my lawyer about this. And be like, hey, how's about a 6-game homestand sound? Pretty good.
All right, so let's do something and switch over to some bits you've been doing that I need to ask you about. We're going to go to your Twitter feed, I think. So the neck pillow.
All right. Now, when we first started posting these, the comments were like, what is wrong with this guy with the face paint? Like, what's he doing the Scottish thing for? Is he just being weird? That was one of the guys. Is he just weird? Does he think this is funny? What is this? And so we had to give her some background, just like I'm going to give it to you right now. So this isn't just me looking for something stupid to do.
Right.
And pretend like I'm Mel Gibson from Braveheart and give away a neck pillow as a trophy because I'm losing my mind. This is because we have a sponsor for the Player of the Week award, and it is called Turtle, TRTL. That is the sponsor. They make the neck pillow of the future.
Okay.
That's not the real slogan. That's what I use, though. It feels very important. The neck pillow of the future. And so I...
Hold on, do that again because I want to...
All right, cool.
Ready?
Turtle Travel.
Here we
the
go.
neck pillow.
Take 2.
Oh, wait, sorry. Tell me when.
Here we go. Ricky Fernandez doing the neck pillow for a turtle. And 3, 2, 1, action.
Turtle Travel. It's the official neck pillow of the future.
Cut. That's good.
I'm going to keep holding it. Okay, I think we got it. So look.
Let's do it again, though, with more of a mean face. Let's not do the smile. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
TurtleTravel.com. If you don't have one of our pillows, you will soon.
God. All right.
Was that good? How was that?
I like that. I like being a director.
Cool. So, let me explain, because for a minor league baseball team in Huntsville, Alabama, to have a Player of the Week sponsorship from a company that is centered out of Glasgow, Scotland, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So what happened was it started all with the Sirius XM soccer channel on Sirius, like it's channel 156, I don't know. Soccer FC is what it's called.
Okay.
And so this is, if you're a soccer fan in the States, you listen to the Sirius XM soccer channel, and there's a show on there. It's called Grumpy Pundits.
Okay.
And it's got 3 guys. Rodney Marsh, who used to play, he was an English national soccer player, played in Tampa Bay for a little while, played for some English clubs. Tommy Smith, a couple other guys in the soccer world who, they watch current day soccer, they talk about it, they gripe, they do their thing. They're grumpy pundits, right?
Okay.
So it's a sports talk show around soccer. So they do a segment every Friday called Dumpster Fire Friday. And just out of nowhere, they did this segment on like their favorite team names around the country. And the Rocket City Trash Pandas were one of the ones we mentioned. And they're the official sponsor of Dumpster Fire Fridays, brought to you by the Rocket City Trash Pandas. So they just start using our team name out of nowhere, which is awesome.
Okay.
You know, little free advertising there on a global radio network.
You're not complaining.
Not at all.
No reason to pull that one back.
Oh my gosh, it was great. So when I heard that news, I'm like, what? Okay, cool. And then they reached out to us. They sent us a message. They're like, hey, we love the team name. Can you guys like send us some merch or something? So we hooked them up. We sent them with all this stuff. And then they were also like, do you have anybody from the team that we could talk to on the show for a little bit? You know, send them our way. That'd be cool. So they sent me. And I got connected with the SiriusXM soccer channel, the show Grumpy Pundits. And one day, I don't even know what day it was, they had me on the show. I was in the shower at my apartment getting ready. I'm listening to the show because I know I'm on an hour later. And they're talking about me. They're like, we got Ricky Fernandez coming up next. He's going to talk about the Rocket City Trash Pandas. I'm like, this is the weirdest life ever right now. I'm taking a shower. I'm listening to the SiriusXM soccer channel. They're talking about me. Well, cool.
Wow.
So I get into work. I set my computer up. We do the whole thing. They bring me onto the show. I do my interview. We talk for a little while, like 10 or 15 minutes.
Could you understand them with their accent?
I could, yes. Okay. And I think they even thought I was weird with my accent. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
Which I'll talk more about that. But so I did the segment on the show. It goes great. Our merchandise sales just go through the roof. I get a phone call. They're like, what did you do? Did you do an interview somewhere? I'm like, well, yeah, kind of. Like, why? Like, because the shop is crashed. There's people everywhere. You got to give me a warning next time.
The online
store is crashed. We don't know what to do. There's people running around with papers. They're lighting them on fire. It's mania here. And I said, look, I'm sorry. I'll let you know next time. But yeah, it's not every day you just get thrown onto satellite soccer radio. So I do that. It's a cool little thing for us. And every week that show is still, all right, Dumpster Fire Friday, brought to you by the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And we're tweeting back and forth. Like, I talked to Rodney Marsh, one of the hosts of the show, on there randomly. It's so cool. So we do that. And like a day or two later, I get a message on LinkedIn from this guy named Michael. He goes, hey, man, just want to let you know, my name is Michael. I'm probably the #1 Trash Pandas fan in all of Scotland. I'm thinking, you're definitely the #1 fan. And this guy, do we have two? Maybe, I don't know. But he goes, I'm the #1 Trash Pandas fan in all of Scotland. I'd love to talk about a way, we can work together and do something this year.
Sorry.
And then, as you see, there's me again with some more Scottish. But so I'm seeing that message. I'm like, what? I'm used to talking to companies in town. Now I got a guy from Scotland wanting to reach out and partner with us. So I'm like, well, I got to talk to this guy. This is awesome. So we set up some Zoom calls. We talk a little bit. He goes, we love, I can't do this.
Yeah.
We love your accent. And I'm like, you love my accent. I love your accent. We kind of like have a bromance for each other. We became like best friends through our, through how far apart we were and our common Rocket City Trash Pandas that we have together. So, we get talking, and I'm telling everyone at work, I said, guys, I think I'm going to close on a sponsorship this week, and I think it's a Scottish neck pillow company. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Because I've brought in so many things and not been able to close it or do anything. And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Make it happen. And every week I'm like, guys, talks are going well with the Scottish neck pillow company. I'm going to be honest. They're going well. I think we could do something. And Trevor, one of our director of partnerships, goes, man, what if you did like a Braveheart thing? You painted your face, you gave away the neck pillow, you kind of did something like that. I was like, well, that would certainly be different. I mean, I can pitch it to him and see what happens. So I go in there, I pitch him the idea. He says, I love it. Let's try it. And so now every week after our Sunday game, I paint my face, I put on a kilt, I grab the pillow, and I award the Turtle Scottish Neck Pillow Player of the Week trophy to one of our players who, if they don't know what's going on, look at me like, do I live in this? What is happening? What? Didn't we just play a baseball game? Why are you doing this? But then they figured it out after a while, and we have a lot of fun. Like you saw with Jeremiah Jackson, he finished the catchphrase at the end. That was real shock on my face when I was like, he said it. He said the words that I was thinking.
You didn't prep him.
I never prep them. I just do it. And then they look at me like this Trey Cabbage one you pulled up on the screen. He thought it was a joke. He didn't even think this was a real thing. So when I told him, like, no, it's real. He's like, oh, I wasn't even into it. I thought it was fake. Which it wasn't even a good one. Like, I'm still kind of getting my bearings. I'm riding a stick horse. I'm really trying to figure out. I got a sword tucked in. I'm like,
you gotta tell the cameraman to make sure they show the stick horse.
I know, right? And I'm like, I got too many props. They're not even getting half of them in there. I got to figure this out, or this is really going to be lost on some people, and we're not going to get to fully advertise for Turtle, the official neck pillow.
He's like, are you being serious right now, bro?
Of the future.
That's right. So
yeah, man, that just whole thing was
did they understand
crazy.
baseball? Did they have an appreciation for baseball?
Or
Or is it just the mascot?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think they just really like the brand. I think they like the area. Like the guy really knew a lot about Huntsville. Like he did his homework. He's the CEO of this company. You can tell he's a smart businessman.
Yeah.
He knew about this. He knew the Trash Pandas were special. He sees them online. He sees this is a different brand than most in minor league baseball. And we made it work. He even I think he wanted to get down here for 4th of July because he said his dream is to celebrate a 4th of July in America. I was like, dude, come celebrate with me 4th of July. That would be so cool. But they couldn't make it out. But
so your sales went up. I'm assuming their sales have gone up, and it's just a beautiful relationship.
I hope so. It's a crazy thing. It kind of takes you a little while to figure out what's going on in those videos. But we just posted a photo the other day. The whole reason the guy was into it is because our players travel to every location by bus. Mm-hmm. So a neck pillow makes sense. So they sent one to every player. So every player's got a neck pillow on the trips and all that. So it just made sense to make it happen. But I don't know if he knows much about baseball. No talent. Maybe cricket. Do they play that?
Yeah.
Scotland?
I guess they played cricket in Scotland.
I don't know.
Mostly just soccer and golf and probably cricket. There might be some cricket.
Yeah. So it's been pretty cool. We'll see if there's anything we can do next year, amp it up. But
all right, now let's transition to the number one reason I wanted you back on. And this was the announcement. You just kind of mentioned it earlier of the Nashville Soccer Club.
Yeah.
MLS. Mm-hmm. Now there's the MLS Next Pro League series, kind of like the minor leagues of soccer, and they're coming to Huntsville. Just announced. And they're going to be playing at Joe Davis Stadium, which hasn't been built yet, right? But this is where the Huntsville Stars used to play on that property.
Yeah.
So South Memorial. So they're coming back. Now, if we look at the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Our man Ricky Fernandez tried his best, finished runner-up. When the Trash Pandas were coming here, they did a citywide contest, name the team contest.
Oh, yeah.
Pandas finished first, and the Thunder Sharks finished second, which is your baby.
Man, it was close.
Now we have an opportunity, Mr. Fernandez,
to
name this new MLS Next team that's coming here, whether it be the Huntsville Thunder Sharks or the Rocket City Thunder Sharks or some other descriptor for the Huntsville-Madison area. Thunder Sharks. Have you practiced your speech that you're going to give over and over and over when you're interviewed on Way 31, when you're interviewed by Josh, right? He goes out on the airwaves when you come on the Our Town podcast.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to sell this?
You got any AC/DC Thunderstruck queued up by chance?
Yeah, but then they would strike my thing.
Oh, see, that kind of kills it. Can you maybe make the...
Did you make this logo, by the way?
Well, I stole the shark. I found the shark on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They had that sweet shark with six-pack abs, huge chest, giant buys, 24-inch python right there, arms. But I found the shark, and then I decided to put thunder on one bicep and sharks on the other because I have no skills at photo editing. As you can tell, this is very poor. I wanted to put baseball bats in his hands, but due to the same problem I had for the biceps, I just put some lightning bolts that I cut and pasted from another image into his arms, then of course onto his waist area there, and then I added 2 baseballs on the chest, which I honestly, looking back on, it just feels like too much.
Pasties.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, what I like are
it's
the
probably what cost me the win.
These like dorsal rings.
Oh yeah,
he's got the jewelry.
Got a headband on one fin. Got it pierced. Got the tail. Got a few tails too. It's got what is that second one? Is that another fin? Is that a dorsal fin?
I guess.
So yeah, I don't know if the soccer team's going to take the name, but
Do you have any idea at this point if there's going to be a contest to name the team?
well, the thing is, I looked it up. A lot of the teams in the MLS Next League are a minor league team of a pro team, and so their name is like Nashville B
Yeah.
or Cedar Rapids 2,
Right.
which I think would be a huge mistake if they named the team
Junior.
Nashville 2.
Yeah.
Because who's going to care about it in Huntsville
Right.
for Nashville 2? But if you give the team some sort of identity, you give it something that these people can embrace, you see it with the Trash Pandas. We're only halfway through our second season. We lead the Southern League in attendance. Our players love playing here. The Angels organization loves this spot. I mean, it has absorbed everybody, and it's the Trash Panda name. It's a brand that everyone has taken in on as their own.
Mm-hmm.
If they do a Nashville 2, it's going to stink.
Yeah.
There needs to be an identity. It doesn't quite have to be a shark with a pierced dorsal fin and with sweet arms, sweet buys and tries. You don't have to have that. But you could. It needs to have some kind of brand, though.
He may not need to have a Speedo. He might just have normal.
Could just be wearing regular soccer shorts,
Swim trunks.
or whatever, depending on the weather. But yeah, I think they need to give it a brand. They got to give it a name. It's got to have something, or it'd just be another thing.
So, using what you know, well, the Huntsville Stars were here for years, so
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like Huntsville didn't understand baseball, didn't have an appreciation for baseball. Do you have any idea what the appetite will be for soccer amongst the? I mean, I know tons of kids play it.
Yeah.
We all kind of start out in organized sports playing on a soccer team, and then it just is what it is. You go to baseball, you go to swimming, football, and soccer doesn't have as much of a following. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think it'll do well, especially early on, because a soccer game's like 2 minutes max, so it's not like you're going to be there forever. The teams in that league, I looked them up, they play about 2 or 3 home games a month. So it's not like there's going to be a ton of games spread out, and you got to worry about that. So there's going to be, if you want to go to a game, you're probably going to have to go get your ticket to make sure you get into it. So there won't be any kind of, it won't be overdone or anything to the audience. And it's at the old Joe Davis, which I know me as a guy who's been living here forever. I know I want to check it out, see what the new Joe Davis is. And I think for people in Huntsville, it's awesome to have things to do and to have, everyone who goes to a Trash Pandas game is not a big baseball fan. I talk to a ton of people who could care less about baseball. They just have a good time at the games. It's fun to watch. It's entertaining. Right. It's something to do around here. And I think that's what they'll need right there. Soccer is, it's 45 straight minutes. There's no breaks. There's no timeouts. There's no commercials. It's going to be a lot of action. So it'd be interesting to see what they do beforehand, what kind of ways they're going to market it and try to bring people in. But I know me personally, I'm excited. I can't wait to go check it out. It just makes you feel like you live in a more important place than you even do.
They're not going to need an on-field MC like you because it's 45 minutes straight.
Yeah, I don't even know what you
halftime.
do. Yeah, halftime, maybe, you have something to do there, but it's different. That's why I love playing baseball. We get those little breaks where I can kind of use some personality and have some fun there.
All right, let me see if I can cue this up. I want to give you the opportunity to do a little commercial here for this as best I can. Let me make this a little bit bigger on that screen.
Can you hum Thunderstruck by AC/DC for me? Or is YouTube going to get weird?
Probably gonna get weird.
All
right, this is your chance. I have it somewhat queued up here. You can see it over my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
It's your 30-second commercial. We'll take as many takes as you need here. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that? The thunder has struck in Rocket City. It's time for you to stick a lightning rod straight up to the sky and welcome in your Rocket City Thunder Sharks. Coming to Joe Davis Stadium. It's the hottest soccer in town. Oh, yeah. They're going to be kicking the ball left. They're going to kick it right. And if you come on the right night, they might even kick it straight up into the air and into the goal. It's going to be the hottest soccer action you've ever seen. And if you think the Trash Pandas are good, just wait until they take the ball, make it a little bit bigger, and start kicking it around. Oh, yeah, mama. Get your tickets now for the hottest team in all of American soccer. I was going to call football. I screwed it up.
MLS Next.
You think the MLS is great? Just wait till you see this league. You're going to want to play it yourself. I got nothing. I don't even know.
You can't wait. You won't even want oranges at halftime.
Oh, yeah. Bring out the box. Get the juice box and cut up some oranges because soccer is back in the Tennessee Valley.
Good stuff. Yeah. All right.
Punch your father in the face and tell your mom you can't talk to her. It's Rocket City Thundershock Soccer.
This is good.
Yeah.
He's just getting going.
I'm sweating now. I got a little sweaty on that one.
All right. So since you're in the mood for impressions, let's do. We're gonna do. I'm gonna give you some scenarios.
Okay.
How do I want to set this up? I don't want any of those. This is where I'm going to edit out. I'm getting myself confused. One second. I just have to switch the. I just have to switch this to you.
That's a good angle.
You like that?
Yeah.
Thank goodness for editing.
I think we should leave it as is. I think it's pretty good.
Hold on, let me just.
I have the posture of a shrimp.
Actually, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do this part with you and me.
Okay.
And this is where the accents come in. All right, so you've done a few commercials so far. We've got the Thunder Sharks, and then earlier we were doing. What were we doing earlier? You were doing the neck pillow. Yeah, you were selling that to the Turtle Company, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I got 4 scenarios.
Okay.
Because I did notice. I don't think you publicize this much, but I did notice you got some pretty good accents. The Scottish one you're working on, right? And that's your craft now that you have a kind of a gig related to that. I like your Boston accent.
The Boston one's pretty sweet.
And I'm going to challenge you to do a pirate accent.
A pirate. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then the last one is just a really good quintessential Alabama, Florida Southern accent.
Oh.
Okay.
We talking Panhandle? We talking Southern gentleman? What are we talking about here?
Just if you ever want it, if somebody from Scotland's like, hey, what does a real Southerner talk like?
Yeah.
That's whatever that is. Pick a state. Okay, here's the first scenario. You're gonna order a meal at McDonald's. So kind of do and let's say you're ordering for your fiance as well.
Okay.
And you're gonna order in your Scottish accent.
Nice romantic dinner.
So I'll be the McDonald's worker.
Okay.
Okay, and you pull up. Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Can I help you?
I always revert back to Mike Myers and Austin Powers when he was the Scottish guy.
Or like Shrek.
I tried to get something from the Hardys, but it made me want to puke. What do you have here? I've never been to McDonald's. He sounds like he might be related to me.
I'm sorry, sir. Were you trying to order from the value meal?
What do I look like? I'm poor? No.
Do you see the board? Just you pick numbers.
Okay, I'll take a number 5. What's in a 5? Does it come with a side of haggis? I don't know anything about Scotland. This is becoming offensive at this point, I think. I'll take a double quarter pounder with.
Let's start over.
That was brutal.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I help you?
No. I've made the wrong turn. Well, how do I get to the library? Trying to get rid of this accent. Yeah, that was pretty good.
All right, that's still good. It doesn't matter. We don't have to order anything. It's just still funny for you to work on your craft. All right, Tom Brady. So they just added Julio Jones to their roster for the Buccaneers.
Yep.
I want you to talk about that increasing their chances to win the Super Bowl as just kind of a disgruntled Boston, Patriots fan.
Please give me a friggin' break over here, Troy. Those guys over there, Tampa Bay, they go down to the beach. They play paddle ball. I don't want to see any of that garbage. Give me a break, all right? Tom Brady hasn't been the same quarterback since he left Foxborough, and he left the rest of us over here to freeze every year, all right? Tom Brady's a bum. Julio Jones is washed up, okay? Who else do they even have over there, all right? It's all about Belichick. It's all about
if we're going to talk about teams, it's all about the 86 Celtics. I mean, the Larry Bird,
Dennis Johnson,
Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale. My cousin Denise used to date Robert Parrish for like a week and a half. All right, it was the greatest week and a half of my life. I used to hang out with Parrish. He'd get me a parking spot under the old garden, right? So I'd be right there next to Red Auerbach, and that guy was smoking cigars like a dang steam train over there, all right? So I go, hey, Red, maybe give it a rest over there. He goes, who the hell are you? I said, I might be the guy that punches you in the mouth. You talk to me like that, you piece of crap. How's that sound? So he walked away, as you would expect, because I'm standing there with Parrish, right? And my cousin Denise, she couldn't care less. She's ready to see the Lakers, quite honestly. I think she dated Parrish so she could get to Magic Johnson, but that's not my business. So we're walking into the building, and it's right before Game 5. Huge game, as you know, that Game 5, 86. Celtics are on the ropes, right? And in 86, rough year. The New York Mets come in there, Buck now between the legs. He's over there. He's tying his shoes. Meanwhile, we're trying to win a World friggin' Series over here. This guy's goofing off. So I'm looking to the hoops because it's the only thing that keeps me sane anymore. All right. We're going into the game. I pass Red again. I say, I'm sorry, Red. I shouldn't have said that, honestly. I don't know what happened. I'm a Catholic. There's no need for me to talk like that. My mother wouldn't like it, and I'm sorry. And Red said, no problem, but get out of here. So we keep going. I go to my seats over there, and the old garden there is no air conditioning, all right? I smell awful. I can barely even be there. Denise won't even look at me. Parrish he's already in the layup line. Okay, so I can't even talk to him. Denise won't look at me. She's looking at the Lakers. I'm yelling for Pat Riley. I go, right, hey, you're a bum.
Hey, Patty.
Patty, hey, what happened to your mustache? You Nancy? I called him a name like that. Something like that really get into his head a little bit. Right?
Here's hair gel.
I say, hey, where'd you get that hair gel from? Your mother? I don't even know what that meant, to be honest. I kind of panicked in the moment. I yelled it. I don't think he heard it. The guy next to me heard it. He kind of giggled, but that's about it. So the game gets going on. Parrish is having a rough night, and God knows why. He's been hanging out with my cousin Denise for the last 9 days. There's no telling what's been going on over there. So I'm thinking, what on earth could we possibly get these Celtics back? And it hits me. Auerbach. Am I right?
Right out, yeah.
I gotta get him fired up. Did I see him in the parking lot earlier? I threatened to punch him in the face. He was looking at me like I'm ready to go. I need that Red. I got a complete Nancy over there. We got Pat Riley in his Hollywood hair. We got Magic over there writing his number to my cousin Denise. We need action on the court. So I said, Red, get that cigar out. I'm going to get it out for you. You yellow-bellied. Well, I can't say the rest of what I said to him, of course, because it's a show and because there might be kids listening. And I did apologize to him earlier, and I told you I'm Catholic. I'm a good man.
You confessed.
I confessed weeks later after they won the series. I went to the parade. I did some more things I had to confess about then after that point. But no, I don't have anything else to say anymore. I've talked myself into a corner. I know.
That's good stuff, man. It's a little bit reminiscent of Matt Damon when he goes in that role in Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Or Ben Affleck goes in that role for him when he goes to interviews. Like, this is what's going to get shrapnel in his leg, and he goes with the whole thing. About why he can't take the job.
I went to Boston for 72 hours a few years ago to see a buddy, and I was walking around town going like, hey, give me a Sam Adams over here. Hey, what's going on? Hey, where's Julie at? Is he here? Is he still here? I've created a whole backstory for myself. Like, yeah, I used to play football there up at Dorchester. No one would have ever heard of Tom Brady if I would have torn my rotator cuff junior year in the state championship game. Those refs, everyone knows they were paid by those kids from Southie. Complete joke. Mess over there. But I would have been the man. And I was there for 72 hours talking like that and trying to fit in with locals.
I'm sure they loved it.
Some people thought it was for real. They just thought I was like a piece of trash from Boston with this thick accent, and it took me a week to shake it. Like, I was on WZYP doing a spot, and I'm like, yeah, the weather's going to be 86 degrees, mostly cloudy, with a chance of rain. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know anymore. I'm sorry.
That's good stuff.
Been doing this a lot lately.
All right, now you got to switch over to a pirate voice.
Pirate voice?
So you're on a Caribbean cruise.
Okay.
From Port Canaveral up to like go through the Bermuda Triangle. Actually, we're not going to Caribbean. We're going up to Bermuda.
We're going to Bermuda.
So you got to go through the Bermuda Triangle, and you're kind of like this tour guide.
Okay.
That's educating the passengers on why there's like 350 shipwrecks in the Bermuda Triangle, but assuring them that, you're still going to get to your destination, okay, but in a pirate themed voice.
Huh. Good thing I'm working my Johnny Depp look, so this is perfect. Arr. Is that a good start? I feel like I got to cover my eye.
We got the eye patch, yeah.
Everybody buckle up. It's gonna be the ride's gonna be totally fine. It's just ignore all of those boats and sunken. Those are from happy tourists that couldn't bring everything back with them because the boat was too small. I believe this has turned into a Boston accent where I just cover my eye and describe a boat trip to some folks. Yeah, look, I have a sword. I have scurvy at the moment. No worries, no need to wear a mask, no COVID, but I do have scurvy. That is for sure. That is confirmed. I shipped out of the port of Massachusetts, Plymouth Rock. I was the first pirate in American history. A lot of people don't know that. The first American pirate ever. I robbed the Nina, the Pinta, and I couldn't quite make it to the Santa Maria. But no, those are the Mayflower. Is that like Christopher Columbus?
That was, yeah.
I'm also a shapeshifter. I've been alive for 700 years. I robbed a lot of historical boats you've heard of. The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, and whatever boats that Thomas Jefferson and all those fellows were on when they came into this country. I robbed them of many gold shekels, many of bags full of coins, which, as you all know, were very important in history because you see them in movies. Everyone has a bag of gold coins. So enjoy the trip, and if you could, give me all of your purses and your watches and your wallets because I'm a pirate. I'm getting out of here. All right. Keep your hands in the ship too. They won't.
That's all you got to do to be a pirate. Just cover up your eye.
Everybody, give me your purses, your wallets, your watches, and also remember your seat is a life preserver. So,
all right, here's the last one.
A little good with the bad there.
This is inspired from your radio show today. You guys were talking about some of the top games that are coming up.
Yeah.
This season, like was it Oklahoma versus Texas?
That was
the Red River game.
Yep.
Florida, Utah, Alabama, Texas A&M. All right, but this got me thinking, with all these conferences and stuff that everybody wants to break away and join the SEC or the Big Ten or whatever it may be. I was thinking, well, if everyone joins those conferences, well then, that kind of sucks in a way because we know how college football is. You kind of have to be perfect, right, in order to win it all.
Yeah.
But is it going to get to a point where you only really need two conferences and everyone else they might as well just play like in the JV league? So it's like the SEC versus the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. So in your best Southern accent, I want you to be the champion of that, where, the best teams are in the SEC, the Big Ten can take whatever, and you don't really need all those other conferences because they're just not playing on the same level.
What if I do like a nice Southern gentleman? Who's always sitting on the porch drinking an ice-cold pitcher of lemonade.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my wife's inside real quick making a fresh batch of marmalade. But while we're waiting for all that's getting ready, Troy, we could talk a little bit about college football, if that's something you'd be interested in. I know myself, I used to throw around the old pigskin in my day before I tore up these knees. These knees are giving me problems. But the thing is also giving me problems is all these funny schools going into the SEC. First we get Missouri. In Missouri, I guess somewhat counts. The Texas A&M, and you look at the Big Ten, they're getting USC and UCLA. Now I don't know about you, Troy. I don't look at a lot of maps, but I'm pretty sure the state of California is nowhere near any of those other schools. It just doesn't make sense. How's a cartographer supposed to figure out the exact locations of these schools if the regional diametrics don't mean nothing anymore? It just doesn't make any. Oh, bring that marmalade right over here, if you don't mind. Thank you. That'd be great. Use a little refill on my lemonade as well. Thank you. And it makes me wonder, it's like if there's a team that comes into the SEC and it's Boston College, how am I supposed to root for a team that is so far north and I'm so far south? It makes me stay up at night. I have cold sweats. I think, oh no. Was that Clemson? They're on the Atlantic coast, by God. They could never play my Alabama Crimson Tide. That just wouldn't make sense. So I like for them to be more conferences. I like there to be 2 teams in each. Maybe we have 30 to 40 conference champions, have a 40-team tournament, which lasts about 4 to 5 months at the end of the season. And then we handle it all like men, Maybe we have an arm wrestling match, and then afterwards we all enjoy a nice prime rib. I think that could be something we could try out. Maybe a good old game of cards. I'm a big fan of gin rummy. Personally, I drink the gin and then I move on to the rummy. I'm all right. I think we've all been on that one before. What are we talking about again? I think it was football. How's that marmalade at?
That's good, man. That's good. Oh, did you work on that at all, huh? That's right off the top of the head.
I
got the old noggin.
I got an awful memory, man. So if I ever try to memorize stuff, I focus so hard on trying to memorize what I'm going to say that I stop thinking, and then I say what I'm supposed to, and then I don't know what else to say because I've been focusing on remembering so long.
Dude, I have a feeling this is all going to lead to more promotions.
Maybe. Probably the old... Well, now time for the Southern Gentleman Player of the Week. Going to give you a big old jar of Mama's Fresh Marmalade. This year's Player of the Week is brought to you by
The gin rummy.
Mary Lou's Marmalade.
Are you familiar with John Boy? You know who John Boy is on YouTube?
I don't know.
He's a big YouTuber that.
Oh, John Boy. Yeah,
John
I got
Boy.
you.
He's like from Jersey or New York.
Yeah, they do baseball, right?
Yeah, principally baseball. He'll do a lot of other sports. I really like how he breaks down stuff, but he's been wearing the Pandas hat.
Yeah.
And I tried to tweet him. I don't know if other people have already been on top of this, trying to find out, hey, what's his connection to the Rocket City? But I've seen it in several videos. You have any insight on that?
We probably sent that to him.
Did we?
We've sent a lot of stuff to people in the baseball world that
just
either
to promote.
Yeah. So if you're out there and a lot of people watch you, like it's so easy to send them a hat and they see it and they go like, "Oh, this is awesome."
I think he wore it. They went to watch a game at Fenway, and they were on top of the Green Monster watching the game, and I think he was wearing it during that episode.
On the top of the Green Monster.
And he's getting like 4 million views. I mean,
Yeah.
this is like, nothing shabby. He was doing a breakdown the other day. I highly encourage anybody to watch John Boy. It's very educational. It's not just like, laughs and a spoof. And he does a lot of stuff with like a batter looking at a pitcher and where their arm position is. So he went through like this whole one sequence where the pitcher threw like 12 pitches and the batter saw like 8 different arm positions. Just totally flusters them. But he did one, he'll do like right on top. He'll like take these images and the arm position was exactly the same. And the pitch, and one, it went this way, and on the other one, it went that way. So as a batter, you have no idea what you're getting. It's phenomenal. But in the whole time, he's wearing the Trash Pandas hat. And I was thinking, oh, man, this is so cool.
Shout out to the social media team, man. They're fantastic, and they know how to market. And it's so easy for people to wear the stuff and love the logo and all that. So it's like if you just get it in front of them.
Yeah.
If you just get it in front of them, we could probably get it up there, and it's happened a ton. I know Peter Moylan, who used to pitch for the Braves. He does a sports show, baseball focused. He wears a lot of Trash Pandas gear.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We sent him that stuff. We sent it to a lot of people.
All right, here we go.
Dan Levitard show too.
Dan Levitard. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're going to do the quick 6. So last time I had you on, and they were kind of long answers, and I used the Flashback Friday on social media to play the one where you picked Bob Seger.
Oh, yeah.
Night Moves or whatever it was, and that was great. Some people wrote in like, oh, man, that's my favorite song, too. Or
I
whatever.
saw that, yeah.
But this is just going to be, these are going to be quick answers. All right? You ready?
Let's go.
So the quick 6. Window or aisle?
Aisle.
Good. That's strong.
Mm-hmm.
I have to use the restroom a lot, so I'm definitely an aisle guy. I don't want to be stuck on the
I
window.
like the leg room.
Now, cruise or all-inclusive?
I'll probably have to go all-inclusive.
Okay.
I think I'm off cruises.
Okay. Wakeboard or water ski?
Wakeboard seems way cooler. I'd probably be bad at both, so wakeboarder.
And then similar question, ski or snowboard?
Oh, snowboard.
Okay.
Same reason. Yeah.
Scuba or snorkel?
Scuba. I've never done it, but it looks cool.
Okay. All right. You get a private suite at the Super Bowl or on the wood for the NBA Finals.
Oh, Super Bowl.
Okay.
For sure.
You get to walk on the moon. So let's assume this is safe space travel. And get you to the moon and get you back to Earth, right? And continue on your life. You get to walk on the moon or play a round of golf with Tiger.
Walk on the moon. I mean, I love golf, I love Tiger, but walk on the moon, dude.
There you
I
go.
think he'd be cool with that too. I can't make it today, Tiger. Oh, what are you doing? Well, I got to walk on the moon later.
I'm not exactly sure what this means. I think I know what it means, where Huntsville is now cleared as the first commercial airport in the U.S. to be cleared for space travel,
Is that real?
which I believe is probably just kind of that low orbit, right? Like you fly like a Richard Branson and you might just, kind of get into the space.
Oh.
You're not like going to the moon or
So do you
anything.
float? Enough
No,
to float?
I think they're high enough up. No, I think they just kind of go into space for, 80, 90,000 feet, whatever it is, and then you kind of come out.
Is that like the vomit comet or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, but when I heard that, I'm like, that's all that can be, right? We're going to go, travel to space from Huntsville International. I'll have to.
Does that sound cool to you? Like we're going to get in a plane, we're going to fly really high, and you're going to be in space for a second. You might be.
My biggest fear
floating.
is having seen the shuttle blow up in 1986 or 85, whenever that was. My biggest fear is, there's a tremendous amount of pressure change and heat and stuff when you go in and out of space.
Yeah.
And those things are, cost a lot of money to withstand that. So don't know if every vehicle is going to be built to that standard. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally get it. If I'm going, I want to go to space.
Yeah.
I don't want to be close to space.
You want?
All the danger of space travel without actually getting to be in space.
Yeah.
Great.
Ricky, any final thoughts?
I love the setup you have here. It's always cool getting to do this show because you have all the stuff that I wish I could put into a house someday. By God, maybe I will.
Now, I heard it. Tony Mack always gives me a little indication what's going on in your life. You guys bought a home in preparation for getting married or whatever, and are you moving out soon to go to this new house?
Eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how far away is it? You're in Madison now.
Oh, yeah, it's right down the road.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's great. It's a few minutes away from the ballpark. It's in Madison, my hometown. It's
all good.
all my friends are moving over in that area. It's great. Yeah, I'm pumped, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see what the rest of this Trash Panda season's got. Got the playoffs coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think that would ever be a possibility. It's the first Angels affiliate on any minor league level to make the playoffs since 2014.
Really?
So AAA, AA, single A, high A, low A. None of them made it in 8 years until the Pandas got it. So it's really cool to know that that's going to happen. And then if they can win it all, I'm hoping I get a ring.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't deserve a ring at all. But to get one, to backdoor get a championship ring with a panda on it would just be the coolest thing ever. So,
Well, you're out there every night.
you're right.
You're kind of an extension of the team, right? Kind of a front office.
Kind of like a mascot a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You fill the stands.
I'd go nuts too if they won that. I'd be there. I would just. I might crowd surf through the people. I'm stuttering over here, just getting excited about it. But go to trashpandasbaseball.com. Get your ticket right now for that first playoff game. That needs to be a sellout. That needs to be nuts. I mean, this is a huge game, and I can't every game for the rest of the year.
I know there's
It's
something
so exciting.
I wanted to mention. I was at a game. I think it was the day game. When Mancheck was sponsoring June 12th, and I look out on the field about fourth or fifth inning when they go to rake the infield, and I'm like, Ricky's out there. Mm-hmm. And I remember, in episode 1, he talked about tarp poles. Like sometimes you're doing your radio show, but your number one priority is to the Pandas. That's your, and if they call you into a meeting or it starts raining and they need to get the tarp on the field, you got to leave your radio gig to go do that. So I'm thinking, why is Ricky out with the grounds crew? They must have been short-staffed. And then you guys break into some boy band dancing type stuff. I'm like, okay, it was all a setup.
A lot of pop and lock, and let the shoulders guide the way.
Is that something you're going to do once a week, or what's the
I think it's happened. It's starting to look like it's a couple times a homestand now.
Yeah.
So, maybe like an early dance Wednesday, Thursday, another one Friday, Saturday, something like that. It's one of my least favorite things. I'm not good at dancing. The other 4 guys that dance with me hate it too. So then like I have to tell them, and then they look at me disappointed every time, and
Who's the choreographer?
kind of me, kind of
Kind of me.
Lucas, the guy who does our social media, he also dances. And then we also have help from a woman named Chelsea who choreographed some of our stuff for us too, which we didn't have last year. And last year we had to make up all the stuff, and we just don't have that many moves. It wasn't great. So we got a little professional help this year, but yeah, we bring it, man. 20 seconds of heat. I'm out there on the second base.
Well,
path, looking at the players as they look at you like,
any fan that's been to at least a game, maybe 2 games, they start to understand the people like you that they're doing stuff between innings, and then even for us, like, hey, there's Ricky down there, right? And we get a kick out of it, and I think a lot of fans get a kick out of it, right? When they see someone like, hey, wait a minute, isn't that the same guy? Yeah, it's the same guy. Now he's doing some dancing.
That's
keep it up.
That's what I want, man. I want to be a part of the show. I want you to think of me as being entertaining at least. And by God, if I got to dance on second base to do it, give me some pom-poms. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey, thanks a lot for coming in.
Thank you for having me, man.
Being on episode 20 with us. And as I was saying earlier, I'm going to be able to do a lot more. I'm using a different machine now to kind of do what we did earlier with the guests on kind of going through your Twitter feed and running the volume and all that. So
it's very cool.
We just the show will improve each and every week.
So I'll see you episode 40, I guess?
Yeah, why not? We'll just have you on every 20. This is going to actually be a bonus episode.
Ooh.
So I'm going to release this one, I think, Monday or Tuesday of next week. And then the one that I normally release them on Thursday, I'll probably do like a Tuesday release of this as a special. And then I'll do the normal one like on Thursday or Friday.
Cool. Hopefully this doesn't lose too many listeners.
It's going to be great when we cut those commercial clips.
Oh, man.
Any last commercials you want to do? Here we go. Here's your last commercial.
I don't have anything. I'm done. I got nothing. My throat hurts.
All right, brother. Hey, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you. Do you have a lozenge?
I'm sure.
Get a lozenge for the road?
We'll get you a lozenge.
Is that too much?
We got some marmalade, too. I'll get my wife to work up some marmalade.
If you could give me some peach marmalade, that would be just divine. Thank you.
And let's get him a lemon tart. Yeah. All right, buddy. We'll see you at the park.
Sounds good.
Joey to Field.
All right.
Till next time.